Well, it's me, Ark. I am currently being level boosted in the Azure span as a demon hunter, and I finally made my bed. I've been maining Frost DK for the past few expansions. In Season 4, I'm going to show you how you can get big ass numbers as a Frost DK. The biggest change for Frost DK in Season 4 is going to be your tier set. We are reverting back to the Season's 2's tier set with big ass dragons coming out. I'll be calling Frostman's Fury Dragon and Pillar's Dragon mini Dragos for the tier set portion of this video because I'll be saying it a lot. That's for some context. Now going into your 2 set, Howling Blast is a little bit more damage, 10%, and your Ryan procs now cause your next dragon to do 4% more damage. This stacks up 10 times. You gain stacks for each Ryan proc you consume. Your Pillar now calls a mini Dragos. This does not apply CC effects, but it does apply your 4 sets debuff to the target. What's really good about the 2 set is that you no longer have to go chill streak. That talent was extremely boring. I personally didn't like it. Some people did. I didn't like it. It was too RNG for me. Your dragon now causes your next. Now going to your 4 set, the dragons cause your enemies to take 20% increased damage from your crits for 12 seconds. This includes your mini Dragos from your pillar and the main dragon from your talents. The synergy is perfect with your 2 set. The main dragon set from your pillar also applies the debuff. Use your main dragon after pillar expires during Enduring Strength and single target, but in AoE, you'll be using Frostman's Fury at the end of your pillar when your strength is at its max. Abomination Limb and Enduring Strength are very important for this new build. Enduring Strength, this gives you a little extra strength, a little extra boost after your pillar expires, and Ambom gives you 2 Ryan procs guaranteed, going towards your main dragon already. This tier set makes it to where you have to be a little more cautious with your Ryan procs and Obliterate procs. Usually you could just spam Obliterate to God knows an end, but now that you have this 4 set, you have to make sure you spend your Ryan procs until you at least get 10 stacks for your dragons. The mini Dragos does not consume the stack, so don't worry about that. Only your main dragon does. For big 1 million damage, 2 million damage crits, we'll see how the season goes. The season's looking ridiculous, fellas. But now we're going to going on to the talents. First, we're going to start with Obliterate, and then we'll talk about Breath afterwards. So the one thing that's really changing from Season 3 is that you're no longer be taking these 2 talents on the right, Chill Streak and Enduring Chill. You're going to be now right-clicking both of them, get rid of them. You won't have to play them ever again, at least till we know. And you'll be picking up Frostman's Fury and Absolute Zero. You should already have the Avalanche talent. This is primarily going to be for AoE, your Mythic Plus. If you are going into Season 4 with a single target mindset, if you're going to raid, the Breath build is going to be a lot better for you, or just straight up going unholy. God bless your soul if you're going to be raiding primarily next season with DK, but I don't really recommend Obliterate if you're going to focus on raiding. But essentially nothing else is really changing for Season 4. I mean, as I said in my last guide, sometimes you'll change out a Feeble for Control Undead during Corporal weeks, but most weeks, the Feeble is just fine. Alright, now for the Breath build. It's going to be kind of hard to do this one unscripted because there's going to be a lot of things changing unless you played Breath already. But Breath is going to definitely be the single target spec for raid, primarily, if you're going to be doing that, if you're a raid enjoyer. Obviously, the thing that's changing is you're no longer be taking Chill Streak and Enduring Chill. You'll just be bringing Frostman's Fury in Absolute Zero. Essentially, not much else is changing. It's just like the Obliterate build. The rotation changes a little bit, and now you don't really have the rune refunds you got from Chill Streak or the cooldown refunds for Empowered Rune Weapon. But in my opinion, you'll be doing probably more damage with Frostworm's Fury and the 4 set combined. So I think it equals out. And I've been able to have 2-minute breaths. The longest breath I had was in a key, funny enough. I didn't actually, my target dummies, the most I was able to get was about 1 minute and 20 seconds. But during a key, I was able to get 2 minutes without PI, completely natty. So you're going to still be having those very long breaths. Now go. Alright, starting with the obliteration AoE rotation, what you're going to be starting out with is Remorseless Winter, into Abomination Limb, into Death and Decay, into Empire Weapon, Pillar, Howling Blast, Obliterate, Howling Blast, Obliterate, Obliterate. You get the idea. There will be a macro in the description for Empowered Rune Weapon, the popular trinkets, and your Blood Furies, your racials, your potions. If you can just take it out if you don't want it to do that. But as I said earlier, I don't recommend this build in single target. But as you can see there, almost got 1.5 million DPS. Very good in AoE. But since it is a burst spec, it does drop off, unfortunately. And this is without any buffs, with any teammates, without anything. It's just straight natty. Reaching 1.5 mil, straight up natty, 5 targets. Not bad. Not bad at all. And here's the damage profile here. Frostburn's Fury. It didn't crit, sadly. If it critted, I probably would have got 1.5 mil. And it probably would have did 1.5 million damage. Unlucky. But I did get a fat fucking obliterate. 7.1k. God damn, that must have been during the first second of Iridius Fragment. Alright, now time for the breath build. It's a little bit more convoluted and more difficult to pull off than obliterate is. If you're used to obliterate, it's going to be a lot of knowledge. So your first goal is to get over 70 runic power. If you start at 0, using horn to help you get to 70 or 80 faster could help, but I don't recommend you actually do that, because you would want to use it to help extend your breath. So going into it, you want to use Remorseless Winter, Ambom, Pillar, Breath of Sindragosa, plus your trinkets, pots, macro is in the description. And you're trying to maintain over 120 runic power. You will be running Rune of Hysteria on your offhand. Try not to overcap on runic power because that is a waste. So try not to go over 120. Once you drop below 80 runic power, use Horn. If Horn is on cooldown, use Empowered Rune Weapon. But once the horn drops, use Empowered Rune Weapon. You know, just try your best to maintain it. And once your first Empowered Rune Weapon drops, try to use horn again. If that's still on cooldown, use your second charge of Empowered Rune Weapon. And once that starts to fall off, use horn again. You just want to kind of make sure horn is pretty much constantly on cooldown during your breath, so it can come back up sooner. But as you see here, I get a pretty long breath. Not my longest. Usually I get about 120 seconds on the dummies. Yeah, this is completely natty, no buffs. Couple gym enchants, and that's pretty much it. And do not press Frost Strike during breath. You hear me, Jeff? Do not do it. It's a bad idea. It will drop, and you will lose all your damage.
Bam, Mr. Kitty. Big, bam. Bam, Kitty. No more memeing.